The silent killer.
In our homes, carbon monoxide detectors have become our eyes and ears for a colorless and odorless threat. 2 years ago, the law changed in Wisconsin. Now, the state and 24 others require alarms in places where people sleep.
We know they've worked, and we know they've saved lives.
Madison Fire Marshal Ed Ruckriegel supports carbon monoxide detectors in every home and says they should be in schools and daycares too.
I see the carbon monoxide alarms as important as smoke alarms. Because, you know, as I say, that it's one of those things that occurs when people aren't aware of it.
But there is no law that requires detectors in Wisconsin schools. In Georgia, another state that doesn't mandate them, potentially lethal CO levels at this Atlanta elementary school sent 50 people to the hospital in early December. 500 more had to evacuate from the school, which did not have the detectors. In fact, there are only 2 states, Connecticut and Maryland, where schools have to put them in. Without the requirement, News 3 Investigates found most schools in our area are not installing CO detectors on their own. We called 18 local districts, including all 16 in Dane County, plus Janesville and Beloit. In Cambridge, McFarland, and Mount Horeb, administrators say there is a CO detector in every school building. Oregon didn't get back to us. Other districts gave a variety of reasons why they weren't in their schools, from the way their heating systems work to the cost. One administrator said she knew they were required in homes, but hadn't even thought of it in a school.
They are the difference between life and death.
Jerry Tift would know. CO detectors aren't mandatory in churches either, but his place of worship, Trinity United Methodist on Madison's near west side, isn't taking chances, and for good reason.
Kind of a scary time, really.
Tiff's faith in his old church was challenged one winter Sunday 4 years ago.
Some children started to complain about feeling kind of ill, and one person actually passed out.
That exhaust pipe separated from the back of the boiler.
The result was a CO reading 100 times the level considered unsafe.
It blew the meter.
6 people went to the hospital, 1 stayed overnight, but there were no lives lost.
I think we have a little connection here that probably was looking out for us.
I stood up and I could have died.
In the year after the incident, victims went to the state capitol to advocate for a new law, one that would require CO detectors in every home and where people gather during the day, saying 4 new alarms they installed after the first scare paid off.
We had 2 incidences of carbon monoxide poisoning within 6 months. Because of these detectors, we were able to save lives.
Warning, carbon monoxide.
Give you a little peace of mind knowing that's down there now.
Oh, absolutely.
But at the Capitol, the success of that effort was mixed. Lawmakers did require detectors in homes where they say 72% of CO incidents happen. That law also covers daycares in single-family and 2-family homes, but not larger daycare centers, although 5 of the 6 Madison daycares we called said they did have them. Schools are still not part of the changes.
When they made that decision then, for whatever reason, they didn't choose to cover those.
Representative Gordon Hintz was one of the lawmakers that led the push to get CO detectors in homes. The Oshkosh Democrat knew of no legislative effort to extend the requirement to schools. And administrators at the State Department of Public Instruction didn't know of one either.
You don't want to fly blind on these things. If it's something that we should look at, you know, I'm going to listen to them, but we know we're not going to be able to do everything, and there's a cost with everything.
Like many codes, whether it's fire codes, building codes, you know, they come out of tragedy.